I've talked about this before, but it's been a little while, so I'm going to dust it off and give you a little refresher. One of my favorite little genres of content on YouTube is the video games are evil crowd. Usually it's religiously charged, and I want to make it clear right away, it's totally fine if you don't like video games, right? That's absolutely understandable, no problem with that. But what I find extremely entertaining is there's quite a few churches as well as like individual content creators that pump out content saying that video games are the work of Lucifer and they're mind controlling the world in order to turn them against God. And I always can't help but giggle, acting like if you put the controller in your hand, you're saying goodbye to God himself. It'll corrupt your soul and condemn you to the fiery pits of hell for all eternity because you played Minecraft. Again, it's totally fine to not be a video game enthusiast if you're not blessed with that gamer gene or have esports pumping through your veins, no big deal. But a lot of these videos I watch from a bunch of different churches are actually just kind of wild about, instilling fear in such simple things and like so many different things. Like video games has become a big one. Another big one is anime. And all the arguments they make are really kind of ridiculous because you can make those arguments for actually everything ever, any hobby. There are real arguments to be made against like video games. They can be addictive, especially ones that are like microtransaction based. They could be financially damaging. There are like actual issues, right? If you don't have that level of self-control to not get obsessed over something and addicted to it, then there's a lot of harmful effects that come from it. But that's never the arguments they make. Instead, they just speak about video games like it's the Antichrist, and like the cyberspace is basically hell on earth. So I wanted to showcase what I mean with a recent service that I watched on stream. I don't usually watch videos on stream anymore, but I made an exception for a excerpt from a church service about a preacher going off against video games as well as anime. So it's a demonstration of both things that I used as an example here. And instead of once again talking about like real harmful effects that can come from getting obsessed over these mediums, his argument basically boils down to these things are the work of the devil because they distract you from God, which again is something that extends to everything. Literally reading a book falls into that same category. Doing anything for fun ever falls into that category. And then he also says that video games are so fun that they make church boring. So it's almost like he's like trying to get people hooked on video games. Like for a brief moment I was like, he's really hyping video games up. If I had never heard of these before, I'd be really interested to check them out. And then he beats the daylights out of an Xbox to try and make his point, which was fucking amazing. Oh yeah, I've seen like every anti-video game church sermon. I watched an entire documentary on, I think it was Pokemon being instruments of the devil, because that was a really big talking point for a little while. Alright, let me just hear the core argument.
And this is how I know that this is an idol, is because I guarantee you there's a lot of offended people in the church right now. Okay? Or even...
Brother, there's 7 people in the church right now. I'm sure they're probably not that offended. It's not a huge service today. You could probably just talk to them one-on-one.
How can Minecraft be sinful? It's literally this. This guy's... He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, he's saying sinful. It's so quiet, I can't fucking hear him. I thought he said simple. I was like, yeah, I mean, Minecraft's pretty simple. You just build some shit. Who would really get upset about that? I can't hear shit. Start worshiping your audio equipment. My God. Pardon, excuse me. Just improve the audio quality, please. Jump in Jehoshaphat.
Some pagan god. Hold on a second. What about this thing right here, though? When I start talking about this...
What is that? A Super Nintendo? What are you hitting there? That's actually a fucking Super Nintendo. Who's worshipping that? You stuck in a time vortex? That's an Xbox S? Is it?
When I say you need to grow up, does it bother you a little bit when I say put away the video games from among you? Does it bother you when I say put that trash away? It belongs in the garbage. You're a man of God. You ought to grow in grace and the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Don't waste your time playing video games. Redeem the time because the days are evil. Does that...
What? Wait, it's not even an argument against video games anymore. It's just, why do anything that's not immediately like praising the Lord, because you're wasting your time if you're not. You can make that argument for going out to dinner. Why don't you just eat at home, save yourself the time for more one-on-one moments with the Lord? At least make arguments against video games themselves. This is literally just a time cost thing. Like, you're wasting too much time on games when you could be giving that time to the good book. And our service, of course. Please make sure to put a little bit over here. I'm working on my new car.
Become a golden calf.
Not really. It's just it's a fucking video game, brother.
Saying about that, I'm still gonna do it. You know why? Because it's just an idol. Exodus 32 verse 19.
What does this have to do with games?
As soon as he came,
Oh my god, he's got the baseball bat out now. Oh my lord. Which one of you's been playing games? I can sniff the gamer on you. Step up. Or I'm just gonna start swinging. God damn it.
smash that.
Oh, I see. Oh god, oh my.
And track
I missed the gamer rage.
them, the Bible says. You know what? You know what you young people need to do? You need to take your Xbox.
That's awesome. Sign me up. I want to go to one of these services. This is hype.
And trash that idol. Because you know what? That thing's taking the place of you reading the Bible. That thing's taking the place of your prayer life. That thing's taking the place of you living the righteous. It's taking the place of you improving your marriage.
Ooh, yeah. Yes, it is.
Stands in the way of my marriage and my child rearing. That's what they deserve.
What? Wouldn't you choose what stands in the way of your marriage and raising your child? You're in complete control, man. Just have some, like, self-discipline, right? Do you have a TV in your house? It's like the same thing. This has nothing to do with games at all. This is, like, legitimately clickbait. He's making no arguments against games. It's literally just an argument against, like, anything that takes time away from God, and he chose games. Could have been phone, could have been knitting, could have been drawing, could have been reading. This is worthless.
It's an idol. I hate video games because it creates apathy in the church.
Huh?
It makes people not pay attention to the preaching of God's word.
How?
It makes young people apathetic towards the truth of God's word.
How?
It makes people bored with church.
Make church more fun. What do you mean? That has nothing to do with video games. Just make the service more entertaining at that point. What are you talking about? Because people have fun at home, it makes church boring in comparison? That's a fault of yours. Make church pop off. Have like fucking pyrotechnics displays going crazy. Get like dancing lobster. I don't make church a fun place to go. That was interesting. Not interesting is definitely not the right word. But I'd love to hear his takes on like legitimately every hobby ever, because that does take away time from your prayer life. I wonder if he does that for actually everything, ever. He preaches hard against anime. Oh god, wait. He's anti-anime? What? Is nothing sacred? Now you gone too far. I can handle you beating the devil out of an Xbox Series X, but you target anime. Uh-oh. That's a straw that breaks the camel's back.
Because I want to get married one day. I want to move out, live with my wife, have children, have a successful family.
Cool.
Lead a family unit, be responsible. That's what I want for my life. But instead, what do you have? I want anime. I'm getting on anime right now, okay?
The fact that you even know what anime is shows me you're already a degenerate. What are you talking about, brother? You don't just like randomly come across anime. This is a dude that had an actual hentai addiction, no doubt in my mind. No shot. If he was like cartoons, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I see. But the fact that he's just like hard dropping anime, I know this man is like an actual super stan for some shit. No doubt. Video volume is maxed. They don't believe in good audio equipment at whatever place this is.
Now, what is anime? It's Japanese animation.
There's one guy in the crowd like, what? Oh! Japanese what? Animation?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah!
What else?
Oh, don't even pretend like you don't know.
Dragon Ball Z. Now look,
He's
guys,
finding the sinners.
this is nonsense. And look, I know how this
Who's
works.
saying amen? It's just a...
The anime, some people like, he's a good guy, he's a good person, but there's a level of immaturity. Where does that come from? It comes from anime. Comes from anime. Why don't they want to get married?
Finally,
Anime.
we know. True.
Married to some stupid drawing.
Ridiculous. Fucking waifus.
One Japanese animated girl, you know, on the screen that they're in love with. It's fun,
Shit.
but it's ridiculous. Get yourself a real woman. Not some animated Japanese girl. Sailor Moon, or what is that?
Why? I don't know why he's playing dumb. I really don't. I want to go to his My Anime list right now. I know this man's leaving reviews on like the most obscure shit ever. You're gonna see this man posting on High School of the Dead, like not enough titty jiggling. 4 stars. I don't know why he's fucking pretending. You're not fooling anybody here, Bruce.
I watch Batman, okay?
Oh my
I watch
god.
Spider-Man. I watch Superman.
He's just like us.
Yeah, I watch X-Men.
Famous anime, all of them.
And I would watch these, but you know what? I remember, like, after a while, you turn it off.
Yeah, what?
Now I'm just like, I see my brother working, I see adults, I see men, and I'm like,
What?
I can't be like that.
Fucking obviously.
I know I can't be that. What's gonna happen? You know why? Because no woman is gonna respect a 25-year-old guy who still watches anime. Unless you hide it from her, then you guys get married, and now she's stuck. Like, dang, I didn't know this is part of your life.
Oh shit, you watch anime? I'm getting a divorce. What the fuck? Ew. No, man, it's just people that just... It's no different than just watching any other TV show. Why not just extend this? I don't understand why he doesn't just broaden it. Like, this is just... What he's preaching is against literally any kind of hobby. Like, actually anything. Oh, you just get, like, lost in this world. You could say that for sports. Like, oh, you just... You know, all of these nerdy-ass sports statistics. Like, you're never going to the NBA, so please stop bringing up all of these goddamn Luka stats, right? Like, who cares? You're wasting your time. Now your wife's stuck with you because you were hiding this obsession. Like, just broaden the topic. It's not just anime you're talking about. It's literally anything that's a hobby. And I love how he's like, I used to watch Batman, but then I realized it ends. Like, yeah, no shit. It's called a runtime. It's not like you can just perpetually just like live watching TV forever.
The weak and beggarly elements of anime. And look, I know people in my personal life, they're literally in their 40s, 50s, still bumming money off of other people, not working.
And it's not because of anime, I'll tell you right now. You would be hard-pressed to find someone in their 40s and 50s that you know that's watching anime. So what is the lesson? What is the takeaway? If you just stop watching anime, you're not guaranteed a respectable job. I'm so lost. It'd be very easy to turn this into some type of Christian lesson, but he's not. I don't understand what the point is. It seems like he watched an anime recently and maybe had a disagreeable take on it somewhere, got insulted, and he's like, you know what? This is the root of all evils. I've got to talk about this. Your marriage is trash. Anime.
With mom,
True.
And they have children out of wedlock, and they're just losers. That is a loser life, folks. We're like, well, I'm not doing that. Yeah, but your little anime habit is going to take you to that route.
What?
That's your end game there, buddy.
Okay. Shit, I gotta stop then.
You see guys in their 40s and 50s
Shit.
hanging out with the young guys.
Yeah, like you. You're 25 years old and you're hanging out with 40 and 50-year-olds. What are you talking about? You're self-reporting. You just said that. You just said that you know 40 and 50-year-olds like this. They're hanging out with you. You're the weirdo. Well, and them too. You're all weird together then. And it's not because of anime.
People find out that you're like watching anime. If that's your life. Okay?
Yeah,
People
true.
get down on stuff like that.
If you make anything like that your life, you're in for a rough time. Has nothing to do with your statement or your lesson here,
If you
though.
have a short view, foolish person, you need to rule yourself. Okay?
Huh?
In fact, I would say this, you're just an emotional person.
Ooh.
It's far too much soy.
This took a crazy turn. What the fuck? We went from anime to soy? Let's go.
Message today. Message is simply this: grow up.
No, fair enough. See, like, if that was the message the whole time, it makes sense, right? Like, if you, for example, if you make anime your whole identity and you become obsessed in it and that's all you really think about, yeah, you're in for a rough time. That extends to, like, actually everything ever. Why did he use Sailor Moon out of all examples? I don't know. I think he was trying to think of, like, normie animes so he didn't, like, make it too obvious. His biggest tell was a guy shouted Dragon Ball, and he's like, who said that? Yeah, whatever that is. And then he says, Bruce himself says Dragon Ball Z. He never said the Z, Bruce. You knew what he was talking about, fucking hidden weeb. I think he must have went through like an obsessive weeb period otaku moment in his life, regrets it, and now he's using it as a talking point. I'm about to scare every mainstream media outlet with one single word. Gamer. That word is the boogeyman to so many outlets. Gaming is a hobby that's been put in the crosshairs of mainstream media for decades now. They treat gaming like the devil, the root of all evil. It takes the blame for everything that goes wrong. If anything bad happens in the world, mainstream media does their absolute best to tie it into gaming in some way. If some guy commits some atrocities, they'll bring up like his Steam account and be like, well, we saw all the signs there because he once played Sims 3, so we knew that this was inevitable. This has been a trend that's been going on for a long, long time and shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, it's only speeding up. They're putting more coals in this train and they're driving it right off the fucking tracks here. They're going super hard on attacking gaming for everything that goes wrong in the world. And recently a YouTuber named The Act Man made a great journey through time looking at some of mainstream media's finest pieces on gaming. So I just wanted to share some of their highlight montage here with their best takes in gaming. I'll put a link to Actman's video in the description so that way you can see all of the stories, because, wow, they're really something special. Oh, will gaming kill you? I imagine this is going to be talking about this recent fascination with obsession and blaming the subjects of obsession as opposed to the actual underlying cause of the addiction. That would be my guess. There's this recent trend, and it's not just gaming, where things that become a subject of addiction, which is literally anything, food, porn, games, any of it, instead of like talking about addiction itself, it's about these things should be banned because people get addicted to it. It's so weird. We've regressed so fucking much.
Over the years, is Fortnite too addictive? How many games put your kids at risk of pedophiles? There's a lot of fun questions for us to answer.
Now, when I
The
first
answer is
launched my
Roblox.
investigation,
Your odds of encountering a pedophile in a video game are exponentially higher on Roblox than anything else. That shit seems like almost commonplace with how often that happens there.
Across the country, and kids have no say as to what some of these characters say to them. For example, this character could be the man in California police are warning about tonight that asked for images from Missouri children.
What the fuck? Wait, whoa, Tortimer! You bastard! I thought it was weird in Animal Crossing he kept asking for pictures of my nutsack. God damn it! Did we finally catch him? Is he behind bars? In a supermax cell? Son of a bitch! He infiltrated the cyberspace.
Could be. It could be or it could be the fucking goose on the left. Could also
He could be
her.
anywhere.
and kids have no say as to what some of these characters might say to them. For example, this could be the man police are warning about tonight who asked for pictures from Cyrodiil children.
I cannot come up with any legitimate reason that an adult would be playing that particular game.
No reason for an adult to play Animal Crossing. Only bad reasons.
Well, you know what? That's where Sheriff Popeye and I are going to have to agree. I can't think of a single reason any adult would be playing Animal Crossing. Especially when better games exist. Like Fortnite. Yeah. He's actually making good points now.
Crime alert. We abuse.
Anderson says it is going to take
This is
parents
hype.
paying attention to keep this problem from exploding.
Oh, you don't say. Having parents pay attention to their children and what they're doing. How dare you even suggest parenting in the modern age? You absolute harlot. You're telling people to be parents? No. That makes no sense. Just give them an iPad and unlimited access to everything online and then get mad when they find something they're not supposed to find. That's parenting. That's real parenting.
When really all it comes back to is just parents knowing what the fuck their kids are doing.
Now, right now, we know that only 3 children have been reported as being involved in this. Anderson says this is not a reason to be paranoid, but is something to be aware of.
While it's not a reason to be paranoid, we are
involved
still
in
going
what?
to produce a new...
Involved in sending photographs to Tortimer in Animal Crossing? Is Tortimer not just an NPC? I'm pretty sure it is. Who are they sending it to? Nintendo headquarters? What are they involved in? I need to look up Tortimer. Is he in jail? That slimy son of a bitch. Tortimer is an elderly tortoise. He's a fucking NPC. He's the mayor in the town the player moves to. Who the fuck? What are they involved in?
Is going to redefine portable handheld gaming the way iPod is redefining music.
Well, stop the music, because it's also redefining how vulnerable your kids are to child molesters.
God! How? Explain to me how you arrived at this point.
What do you mean? We just watched about how Tortimer from Animal Crossing was soliciting nude photos of minors through Animal Crossing. Are you not paying any attention at all, Act Man? He's in the mainframe. He's in their hands right now.
Nintendo DS comes with a feature called PictoChat.
PictoChat? PictoChat?
Well, let me explain. You open the DS
Oh, he
unit,
actually takes a dick pic on cam?
You push PictoChat, and your DS unit is an open book.
Oh my goodness. Then there's no safeguards in place in order to stop you from sending a nude photo of yourself. And he just pulls down his pants and actually goatsies. And look what I've done with PictoChat. Now I will fall victim to a bad actor on the DS.
Here's an example of what can happen. With Melanie and Marissa upstairs in the bedroom, I was downstairs sending them messages.
PictoChat. Oh, I don't know shit about it. PictoChat only works within 100 feet. You just gave me a crazy idea for a horror movie that I don't know if it exists or not. Imagine you and your family, you're out, in the middle of nowhere, this cabin in the woods, it's an escape retreat, very cliche, very tropey, but your kid's got the PictoChat. And he's you're sending dick pics, or you're sending the drawn penises to your siblings, you're giggling about it, and then all of a sudden, a new PictoChat player pops up within 100 feet. He's in the radius. He's in the house. And then it's a game of cat and mouse. They have to use PictoChat to track down the pedophile, the killer. That'd be hype. That'd be a movie.
What's your dog's name? What's your name? Where do you go to school? Where do you live?
You fucking creep. Where do you live?
What are you buying?
Where do you live?
In this house that I'm messaging you in?
Marissa's mom was watching as Melanie and Marissa answered my questions, and she didn't like what she saw.
Melanie reading the address.
Lester?
Wait, it's the news anchor downstairs. Your kids know he's there. There's cameras in their face. What do you mean you don't like what they saw? He's fucking on your staircase right now. What are you talking about? This is weird. The news anchor's wondering where I live, but he's literally sitting on my staircase. I mean, maybe he has some kind of memory issue. Okay, I'll send it.
Granted, the girls knew it was me sending the messages, but they'd only met me minutes before.
And I could have been a child molester.
And remember Marissa chatting with her friend in the other car? That means a molester driving along could see your child in the back seat and start sending messages while you're in the front seat, totally oblivious to what's happening.
Holy shit!
Who the fuck is driving and trying to join PictoChat lobbies? The logistics of that alone. It make my head spin.
Well, a Colorado family...
That's amazing. What the fuck? Imagine a drive-by pedophile. He's got 6 PictoChats open for maximum potential to infiltrate nearby car PictoChats. Holy shit.
A DS with porn on it. So not only did this kid experience some traumatic shit, but he probably hates Santa now.
His father first called GameStop where he
that fucking pervert old St. Nicholas, damn you. Damn you.
And they weren't caught.
It's full of some real-life dangers.
He said, "Excuse me, house lawyer, can I speak to you for a moment?"
That does sound dangerous. Don't answer him.
God,
Don't
this
answer him.
Like 9-year-old kid.
He's gonna have you train rune
His
crafting.
name is Hellslayer.
In just minutes, Timmy's password was hacked, stolen. His account with all these points and belongings empty.
What is that? What up there is for 12 mil? I can't even read the item. Yeah, he fell for the old Jagex blocks your password. That's a really old scam. That one actually got a few people I knew. Is it Bando's chest plate? It might be. You might be right. Yeah, that scam was you'd go into like, I don't know, any bank really. It was pretty big in Sears Village. You go into Sears Village, you spam Jagex blocks your password when you type it, watch this, and then you just hit like 8 stars. And dumb fucking milk drinking kids would be like, oh, that's interesting. They type their password and it doesn't block it, and they're like, ah. That's what Hellslayer fell victim to for sure.
So you can see right here, I'm getting ready to serve.
Where do the pedophiles infiltrate the tennis court?
Oh, geez.
Oh,
And there
Christ.
goes the tennis racket.
Oh my god. Seeing all my buddies playing Pokemon and like my mom is the only one that's like, nope, you can't. It's dangerous. Violent.
Because the message is violence.
Oh, this isn't actually Satanic Panic? That was, I don't know if he's going to cover that one. Satanic Panic for Pokemon was such a big one. Actually still kind of exists to this day. There is a big Facebook group about like how Pokemon is actually like devil worship because they're using energy. And energy is a force that's only meant for God to control. So like that was big back in the day.
Fights, and the constant trading is not only distracting kids from classwork, but turning the playground into a black market.
Hey, Timmy.
What do you mean a black market? It's just trading.
Give you Blastoise for your lunch money. I feel like...
Is it a movement? Is it a craze? Is it a state of being?
It's a craze for little kids to enjoy themselves with. Adults are not going to get into this a lot. I think through the holidays...
Whoa! Wow, that's... Ooh, you didn't really have the... future sight prowess on that one. It is largely adults at the moment. Well, you're a little off the mark on that prediction, but everything else was right.
PSPs are good, clean fun, right?
Yeah.
So why are they also known by the name PlayStation Pornable?
Oh, that's kind of hype. Actually, I do remember that. I do actually remember. There was a time where porn was kind of big on the PSP. Because it was one of the few times where you could just have like actual internet access on your like handheld device, so you could actually just watch porn. I do remember that.
We don't want to
It means you might not take iron crosses all over a website as a warning sign that you should immediately leave. And if you don't leave, you might start reading and buying into hateful ideas there.
The greatest danger of all may be a child predator posing as another gamer.
No, boy.
One of these, man. It's all.
That's always so scary. Like you never know who you're gonna run into around Varrock. That's something I often think about when I'm grinding Slayer and I have to go back to the Grand Exchange. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Any one of these guys could be a pedophile. And that's the stress of being a gamer, honestly. Don't let anyone tell you gamers have it easy.
So that's the first thing. The damage is this. We know that all the research shows that violence has a desensitizing effect. Well, sexuality does too.
No, it doesn't.
These objects of desire as these, hot bodies. I mean, they don't show women as being valued for anything other than their sexuality. And it's a man in this game deciding how many women he wants to be with.
First of all, you
Jeff!
can play as a man or a woman in the game. Cooper, have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
That's it. That's all.
Jeff Keighley is a fucking saint. I love Jeff Keighley. God, that's just so hard. I love that. So everything you're talking about, you've played and experienced it? Absolutely not, Jeff. Ah. Okay then.
It's just like modeling your life, and I think that's a much more powerful form of media.
Darlin, I gotta go with the research. And the research says there's a new study out of University of Maryland right now that says that boys that play video games cannot tell the difference between what they're seeing in a video game and the real world.
Whoa, what a claim! Who did they take the research from? Who was their test subjects? They can't tell the difference between a video game and real life, huh? Also, love the condescending tone, calling him darling. What an insufferable little asshole. Let's see, the University of Maryland. Well, University of Maryland. The potential for video games to improve mental health. Is that what you were quoting? University of Maryland. Video gaming may be associated with better cognitive function. Which one of these were you quoting here? Do you expect these people to actually read? No, not really. But isn't she like a psychologist? Isn't that why they brought her on? And I'm assuming she was trying to quote a real study, or I guess she truly just made it up from absolutely fucking nothing. Because I am finding nothing on that particular topic. But maybe I'm just not using the correct terms here to find it. Though even still, that seems like such a crazy study conclusion. People can't tell the difference between a video game and the real world. You would like, that is a crazy fucking claim to make. I don't know where the fuck this came from. But she apparently has a PhD in psychology and has published 7 books. And in 2008, she apologized for it. She just fully admits to knowing nothing about it. Yeah, at least she owned up to it. She didn't try and double down on it again. I guess that's good.
It's the highest rating that it can have. So first of all, this board that rates them needs to have their head examined. And this made me feel old watching this. What happened to Atari and Pinball and Pac-Man?
God, you are old. You are so old.
Why is technology advancing? What happened to the good old days of Betamax? You know, why do we have streaming music? What happened to the good old days of tube television and black and white TVs? This is stupid. Is it fucking stupid? Why are things advancing? Why can't they stay archaic?
She accidentally stumbled into a strip club on Roblox.
And that's where we're gonna call it a day.
That one, Roblox is actually dangerous, though. The amount of fucking pedophiles that have been caught from Roblox, like real, like actual pedophiles that have preyed on kids from Roblox, is fucking actually astonishing. So, you know what? If they're going to run a story about, like, hey, maybe monitor your kids on Roblox, I'll be like, you know what? That's fair. Yeah, that's fine. I actually agree.
Reporting live from ACT News, this has been the Act Reporter.
Good shit.
Signing out.
I hadn't seen any of those stories. Way to find some gold. Good shit, Act Man. I had legitimately never seen any of those stories. I remembered a couple of the controversies, but I never actually saw the segments. Why do people keep blasting video games when they should blast other stuff? Where have you been? They blast everything. Literally everything. I saw a big Twitter thread about why it should be really frowned upon to ask your friends to help you move. Everything gets blasted. Literally anything and everything is a problem. I don't know where you're getting, like, why, like, it's just games. It's everything. People make up shit to get upset about. That's just Twitter. Yeah, but Twitter is like everyone now. I used to think it's just Twitter, but Twitter is so big, everyone has an account pretty much, so those people exist in the real world. Like, it's no longer just these, like, isolated cryptids that use it. It's like actual people. Wait, that thing about helping friends move, that was a study? What? No, fuck, no. Literally nothing people get mad about on Twitter is anything like a scientifically backed statement or anything. It was this lady melting down about, like, people who ask their friends to help them move. She called it, like, childish. Like, you need to do it yourself. Pick yourself up by your own fucking bootstraps. Move yourself. Don't inconvenience your friends or some shit. It was so dumb. It was so fucking dumb. Atheists are video game addicts. I will tell you right now, I love that title.
Put out a 2-hour documentary. You know what all these atheists have in common? Video games.
Fuck them. What? They're gamers?
Video games. And Harry Potter, you get on their channel, they're in fantasy land. That's all they ever do.
Well, it's going too far. Harry Potter?
They can't think for themselves.
And games?
They say, oh, you're crazy, Brother Powell, for believing in a creator. Oh, you're insane. No, you're crazy. And you need to get off the video game system, and somebody needs to preach to them the gospel of Jesus Christ, and so that they can be saved. That's what we need.
Amen.
And I'm sick and tired of these stinking video games.
Yeah, fuck those things.
Messing with people.
And that god and creator is Ninja. Oh my god, wait, this is the same channel that posted the God Hates Video Games? Wait a minute, how many video game lectures are there? Skillet exposed. Skillet? The Christian band that made popular hits such as Rebirth, Savior, Monster, and all the other shit you would hear in a Call of Duty montage back in 2009? They are demon-possessed people?
And worldly music is the song of fools.
Oh,
the song
shit.
of people
I knew
that
it.
don't believe on the Lord.
Why do you
Music is the
worship
devil.
some wicked whoremonger with the,
okay.
they're demon-possessed people?
Lead singer John Cooper joins us now by Skype.
Hey,
to talk about
John,
their new
you
album,
demon.
their faith and the ministry opportunities.
What do you have to say
God
for
has given
yourself?
them. Well, what do you want?
Every day, more and more artists or
Here we
bands
go.
in the Christian industry, this is an article I'm reading,
He's
speak
not
about
in a bathroom. Oh, wow, he is in a bathroom. Wait, that's kind of nutty. It just shows how little respect he had for CBNnews.com, I guess. Ah, right, I have an interview. I'm just going to go to the shitter at the restaurant here.
In an interview with STL today, frontman of the band Skillet, John Cooper, went into greater detail about why he and his band prefer to avoid using the word Christian.
Oh, you blasphemer.
So this is how
John,
listen to this.
How could you?
I just tell people
You spit in the
I'm
face
a
of the
hard
Lord.
rock band. I leave Christian out. He told STL today. A lot of people don't know what Christian rock is. Yeah, they do. That's a lie. Or
no.
What
do you
only
mean?
For Christian people. We're not a band that only sings to Christian people. Well, then you're not. That's not Christian.
Yeah,
If you're
atheists go to hell.
Atheist?
Yeah.
Your message isn't Christian.
You should be killing them in the
Put all
streets
the
or
Jesus words
something.
in there you want, but it's not Christian. I think it was last night. Sherry's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, garbage, and I turned it off. But the song was totally.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the same
I
fucking
don't
3
even remember what the
songs
name
at
of the song
church
was,
on
but
repeat.
I'm glad it's not like stuck in my head.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, my faith in Jesus is everything. You're going.
He seems like a nice guy, which is why he's a
Galatians 5:16
demon.
says in hymns and spiritual songs, singing with melody in your heart to the Lord, singing with grace in your heart to the Lord. But verse
This
17
guy
says,
can't
"For
sing
the
for
flesh
shit, I
lusteth
promise you
against
that."
The spirit and the spirit against
Probably
the
sounds
flesh,
like diarrhea
and these are
being pushed through a
contrary to
trombone. Why women should not say amen in church. What? What is that?
Spirit. But the Bible says in 1 Timothy 2:11, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Let your
Basically, reset
women
of hockey
keep
fans.
silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak. But they are
Whoa.
commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
This is in the Bible?
And if they will learn anything, let them ask their
What?
husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the church. Now, it says
Holy
in 1
shit.
Timothy 2:11, let the woman learn in
This is in the
silence
Bible and not
with
like
all subjection.
on
So
Facebook?
therefore, obviously, when it's learning time, it's silence time. See what I mean? So what it's saying is that they are to learn.
I love the
in
guys
silence.
in the front row.
It's silence time.
I'm trying to learn about God. She's not welcome in here. It's a boys' club. Boys and shit. We like that. Not you. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to learn about the Bible. Am I right, Brother Sean?
It says when the learning is going on, they are not permitted to speak. When the learning
No,
is
that's
happening,
reasonable.
they're to be inside.
No,
When
okay,
the
yeah,
preaching
okay.
of God's word is taking place, first of all, it's not for a woman to be doing the preaching. And second of all, it's not for women to be speaking. Even the Bible's really clear. Even if they were to have a question,
All right, now I see.
they're not to ask that question in the church.
No, of course not. Why would
Number
they?
two, even if they want to
I guess
ask
God
that
doesn't
question
like
to their
women.
husband,
It's shocking to me that I don't see a wedding ring on his finger. This dude is a catch. Are you kidding me? You're telling me this pussy slaying machine is single? Ugh. What in tarnation? Oh, what kind of world do we live in? Or a good old red-blooded, God-fearing patriot can't have a wife? You know, he probably just chooses not to.
and of course the heart is in the right place. Now, I was preaching one time, and a woman actually disagreed with me.
Oh, that
in the middle of my
bitch.
preaching. You know, I
What?
said something, and she said I was wrong.
What was she
You know,
thinking?
and I kind of blew up a little bit. But anyway.
Well, rightfully so.
But, you know,
questioning you
there could be times when
as a
woman's
woman?
disagreeing. And you know what?
Did you guys
The
hear
heart's
that?
in the right place, of course. But
The audacity.
in reality, if we're going to be true to Scripture, then basically we would say, okay, when it's time for learning, that's a time for women to keep silence. That's a time
Jesus
to learn.
Christ. Oh my god. What fucking lunacy. Holy shit.
I beat Call of Duty, the newest one that came out. I beat it in 3 days. Loser!
I agree. 3 days to beat Call of Duty. It takes like 4 hours. It takes 4 hours. You are a fucking loser. I agree.
I had the top score online, and in my online gaming, I'm the top ranked player. Loser!
That's pretty impressive, though. He's wrong there.
You're pathetic. You're a loser.
Whoa.
Your life is a joke.
Okay,
You're
Jesus.
worthless.
All right. Please, Christ, Lord. Sorry. Is this like a skit or something, or is this real?
He's effeminate. He's a sissy.
What? What just happened?
Hey, I can look at me. I'm daring. I can eat Doritos with one hand, put them in my mouth, and drink some poison pop with this hand, and never push pause.
It's water. What?
Whoa, you're such a man.
Did a gamer fuck his girlfriend or something? What happened here?
I was a single guy till I was 36 years old.
That sounds about right.
He's effeminate. He's a sissy.
Yeah, it sounds about par for the
There's
course.
too much stuff to do.
Oh, this is edited.
I'm a man now. I wasn't a man in the past when I was playing video games. But don't you think your wife would rather be married to a real man?
Like you, the 36-year-old virgin? Yes, a real man.
It says, hey, let's go out and pass out gospel tracts, or let's go do this, or let's go do that.
Hey, what's up, babe? Let's pass out the Bible. This guy's cool. Who's this?
You're playing little games. You're a loser.
So who was that? That was clearly edited from like a sermon. I don't think he posted that himself. God hates video games. 3 reasons why God hates video. Oh, I'm in. Okay.
Casting down the controller. Casting down the controller. 3 reasons why God hates video games.
Hit me, BuzzFeed. Let's run it.
You're in Titus chapter 2. You say, Brother Sean, why are you preaching about video games? Because this is an epidemic.
Whoa, hey now.
Young men play
Jump scare.
video games all day long for hours. I see it every single week and it sickens me.
Oh, voice crack. Ew.
And you're saying,
boo.
well, that's for kids, right? That's for like 12 and 13-year-olds. The average age of video game players in the United States this year was 36 years old.
Yeah!
6.5 hours a day. That's a shame.
That is actually embarrassing numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Why God hates them. You're right, I'm mad about this because this is a vain waste of time.
And I suck at games.
Right? First thing,
fucking makes me mad.
It's nothing. With a piece of plastic looking at a bunch of lights on a blinking screen, it means nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing.
This man played Overwatch one time and got a bad teammate.
Young men, likewise. Is you getting a high score on Mario a pattern of good works? Really? No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, by its very definition, it is. But yeah.
Gravity, sincerity. When you're playing these violent video games, do they have sound speech? Are they saying edifying words? No, they're not.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, they are.
And they're vile. They're
yeah.
horrible. You know, it says the fruit of the righteous.
He pre-ordered
life,
Anthem.
And he that winneth souls is wise. We need to
That
get
will
out
do
there
it.
and win souls. I mean, if a foolish thought's a sin,
Mhm.
what do you think a vain thought is?
Ugh, super sin. Turbo
Vain all
sin.
day long for hours, for 6.5 hours a day is. Okay? It's a sin. It's horrible. God hates
I mean, a lot of things are vain, though, like this suit. You don't need to be wearing a suit.
63, it
Could you
says,
be wearing something
"It is the
minimalist?
spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth
It's, you know,
nothing."
semantics, I guess.
If you're bejeweled, it profits nothing. All right?
Does he only know mobile games? Hit me with a PC game.
Speak unto you, they are speaking.
Say Witcher 3.
They are like.
The gift sub large nut.
Why don't you delete all those video games off your phone and take your Xbox and toss it out the window?
That's good advice, though.
It's stupid. Get rid of it.
There is nothing on the Xbox worth keeping right now.
thing.
Fair.
It profits nothing.
That was a fact.
90% of popular video games are violent.
No!
All right? You think God likes violence? No, he doesn't.
Whoa, well,
95% of games are
there's a lot of history that would say otherwise, I think, in that one.
Proverbs chapter 16.
I'm not sure there.
You know, you're simulating shedding innocent blood versus really doing it. God hates that.
There's a huge difference. What's the difference between killing someone in the game and splitting someone's skull in half in the real world? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. When you fuck in your video game, you've lost your virginity in the real world. I actually, you know, he might be onto something.
Soul
Thanks,
hates.
resub
You
Strix.
love these violent video games? Guess
He
what
should,
God
Slender.
does? He hates you. His soul hates you.
God hates?
You understand?
Wait, God hates now? What do you mean?
I'm going to just bring up.
He's not supposed to be hateful. Video games are that bad? Why does God hate gamers, man?
And it Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And it was a
Classic.
first-person shooter game. You guys have all heard of
Classic.
Call of Duty. I don't have to go.
Everyone over here plays it.
But it was released in 2009. Some of you guys are probably still playing it.
That's what I said. Fuck yeah.
2009, and you know it generated a lot of controversy because the 4th level of the game allowed you
No
to
Russian.
give you the best weapons in the whole game. It gave you
Well,
grenades,
no.
It gave you unlimited life. It gave you everything.
What?
It was this level.
It's a video game. It's all unlimited life.
And in this level, you played an undercover CIA agent, and your job was to go into an airport and mow down men, women, and children that were pleading for their lives. The fourth level of the game. And
that was pretty wild.
You know, you could opt out of that level. None of them did. Because they gave you the best gun. It was belt fed. I mean, it was awesome. Everyone was playing this.
Hey, so you admit it was kind of cool?
You know what?
It's a good level. It was a very important level to the game.
Love violence. You murder men, women, and children that are pleading for their lives.
Didn't God do that with the Great Flood too? Like, to be fair, like, you know.
How are you going to train people?
It's not like his hands are clean here.
En masse without even thinking about it.
What?
It's not like we're going and watching the Julie Wood movies.
What is that?
Why would we support Julie Wood video games?
What the fuck does that mean?
The largest video game producer owned by a Jew.
Oh, oh my God.
Hello, Bill Population Control Gates.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Woo.
Is that what you want to do?
Oh boy. Brother Sean, we've crossed the line here.
I don't want to see anyone in here playing.
You don't like video games, but you like Twitter and Facebook, I see.
What about Mario?
Oh,
get rid of them. They're vain. They're horrible. Okay? They think it's stupid. They think it's vain. All right?
Oh boy.
They think it's that hex box. Put away that waste station.
Okay.
Put away the Wii piss box. I don't care what it's called. Get rid of it.
All right, fuck it. I'll take a hammer to it.
I want to watch YouTube videos. Get a DVD player.
What? Why?
Okay, you know why I don't have an Xbox or a Wii or anything like that in my house?
Because you hate fun.
Okay? I'm not using that to watch YouTube videos. I'm using a DVD player or whatever.
You use a DVD player to watch YouTube videos, you fucking idiot? What do you mean?
Hard. Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for this opportunity to preach, Lord.
Who's that? The warden of the psych ward? Trying to get him back? What are you doing preaching here? Fucking security just storms the podium. That was a wild ride. I did not expect the conspiracy tirade out of nowhere. That was a twist. I truly didn't see that coming. Bringing up Bill Gates' population control, Jewish people controlling everything. He went full Alex Jones out of nowhere. Man, they hate video games out here. Holy shit. I'm sure you've already heard by now. You're probably still crying from the betrayal. Joe Rogan has gone too far this time. He's attacked gamers. As a fan of Joe Rogan, and more importantly as a gamer, an elite gaming barbarian with gamer gunk in the veins, I had to tear down every photograph I had of Joe Rogan framed, every poster off my walls. I destroyed my Joe Rogan effigy, I blew out my Joe Rogan candle, and I'm just wiping my hands of this guy, because it's just disgusting what he said about gamers. Joe Rogan could go on his podcast, bend over, and give himself an enema with my grandfather's ashes, and I would still find a way to forgive and support him. Just laugh it off, but what he's done to gamers, what he said about us, it's unforgivable. Let me show you the clip.
Video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't, yeah, well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do like martial arts, right? You could learn jujitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well. Right. You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're going to waste your time.
I know you've already seen the clip on Twitter, and I don't mean to open the wound again and pour salt on it and take a piss on it, but you needed to see it for the context, for anyone that doesn't know. I mean, this right here, this is a declaration of war, a war on gamers. Now, Twitter would have you believe this statement from Joe Rogan made the earth stop rotating. It was so powerful and evil that all the good in the world all at once just vanished because Joe said these things. Now, I want to talk about this because I think it's blown way out of proportion. Not that I think his point is any good here, it's still dog shit and it's just kind of a stupid thing to say. He goes on to clarify a bit further about, people told him he could never do comedy because no one makes it in comedy, and then he proved them all wrong. So basically what he's saying is, you have to be the best in the world at a game that has the staying power to stay a popular game to make it as a gamer or make a career out of gaming. Basically the whole thing equates to, gaming doesn't necessarily guarantee you money. And since it doesn't guarantee you money, it's not a good use of time. Which is obviously just a fucked up thing to say. Just because something doesn't guarantee you money doesn't mean you've wasted your time by doing it if you've enjoyed doing it. And he's just outright wrong. Gaming is probably the most viable career for the majority of people in the world thanks to something called streaming. I don't know if Joe is familiar with what streaming is. Maybe he's still stuck like a Neanderthal in caves banging two rocks together for entertainment. I'm not really sure. But streaming is accessible to everyone in the world with a computer. By gaming, you can make a career out of streaming, and you don't have to be the best in the world at the game to have a streaming career. You don't have to be good at a game to have a career as a streamer, but you do have to be among the top 1% in the world to make it as a professional athlete and make a career out of sports. In Joe's example, he talks about martial arts. You know, you do martial arts for 3 years, then you're an elite martial artist, and hey, maybe you open a dojo and make a career that way. Well, that's 3 fucking years of doing nothing. Isn't that kind of a waste of time by your own criteria, Joe? They spent 3 years doing martial arts for free, and in fact losing money because they're paying for the classes, for the very slim chance that they open a dojo, which isn't very easy. You have to already be financially secure, and you have to get lucky, and you have to get a bunch of students. He says 100 students. Well, it's a lot harder to get 100 students to a brick-and-mortar martial arts facility than it is to get 100 viewers online from playing a game, even at a mediocre level. It's a lot more difficult. So, and using Joe Rogan's criteria, everything can be boiled down to a waste of time, especially sports. Less than 1% of everyone who plays sports will make a career out of sports. You have to be an absolute fucking freak. Literally some of the best human beings in the world in those categories to make a career out of that path. So every time you're playing basketball, playing football, playing soccer, like recreationally or even part of a small league, and you're not making money, you're wasting your time by Joe Rogan's gauge here. And I'd argue it's a much bigger waste of your time using Joe Rogan's metrics because you most likely are not going to make it as a professional athlete. It is so incredibly slim, the chance of you making it as a professional athlete. But the chance of you making it as a streamer is significantly higher because of how many people are watching streams and just the accessibility of it. You don't have to be the best in the world. You genuinely don't even have to be good at games to make it as a streamer. As long as you can entertain a crowd or just be there for people that just want to watch someone casually, you can have a career there. So it's a lot easier and a lot more accessible to make a career out of your video game obsession than it is your sports and martial arts obsession. His point just isn't very good, but I don't think he's entirely wrong with what he's talking about, where if you dedicate your life every single day, every moment of your free time is dedicated to playing a game with no other dreams of streaming it or, taking it further to a professional level like an esports organization or something, then yes, you're a little worse off than the people that are obsessed with sports that'll never make it, because at least with sports you're a lot more physically active in your life, you're developing some more social skills around people in the world, and you're probably just living a healthier lifestyle in general compared to the guy that's just snorting Doritos like cocaine and playing Fortnite 9 hours a day with nothing else that they want to do. But to be honest, I don't even know if that's the point he's making, because I don't think he even registered streaming as a possibility. I think in Joe's mind, the only way to make a career out of gaming is being the best in the world at a game and making it to a professional esports organization level. I think Joe equates gaming to the same level as professional athletes, where only the top 1% make it, because he hasn't registered streaming as a viable career, even though streaming is one of the most lucrative careers there is, the most accessible careers out there, and it's just genuinely something that anyone can do and find a lot of success with. No matter your upbringing, no matter your talent level, as long as you can find an audience, as long as you can just get out there, you have a very good chance of making it, where you can't say that same thing about any other path in the world, especially fucking sports and martial arts like Joe keeps saying. I don't get how Joe has this disconnect where he's saying you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 3 years and then maybe open a dojo with 100 students as if that's something easy or natural. You've spent 3 years investing your time and money into this area with only the very unrealistic possibility that you become a very successful martial arts dojo owner. Whereas when it comes to gaming and streaming, you don't need to invest 3 years of your time and talent into trying to make it as a streamer. You can start today. You can start right now, even if you've never touched a video game in your life. You can just turn on a stream, play a video game for the first time, and maybe find yourself an audience. It doesn't make any sense really what his point is, other than maybe just thinking that gamers spend 12 hours a day only playing games in isolation in a basement with the lights off and shit-stained underwear, doing nothing else. Which might be true for some people, but overall it's still just a really fucking dumb point to make because it can be boiled down to apply to every fucking field. Sports, acting, writing, all of it is all by Joe's criteria here a waste of time because it's not guaranteeing you money. And you could read a book, you could write books for 3 years, and then in 3 years still not have a career out of it and just be reading and writing fucking books. But would you necessarily vilify people who like to read and write? Probably not. Same for sports. You can play basketball from the fucking time you're born, right out of the womb. You can start dribbling a basketball all the way until the time you graduate college and might not make it into the NBA. Most likely won't make it into the NBA. So was all of that time playing basketball wasted since you didn't make any money and now you have no career in this thing you've dedicated 24 years of your life to? Probably not, because you've likely enjoyed it, and you likely just enjoy the sport as a whole. It's just a stupid criteria to make it where something has to guarantee you money to have it be worth your time. I don't think that's a good way of looking at things. I think that's fucking stupid. And he chose the actual worst target for his example because this is the only fucking field in the world where you literally can make a career out of nothing by just being mediocre or just being entertaining while playing a game by turning on a stream, which is free to do. The software is all free. You can literally just start a stream right now and might just find yourself a career tomorrow. And for some reason, Joe chose this one as like a dead-end hobby. Literally the only fucking hobby that can stay a hobby and give you a career. Whereas every other hobby, in order to make a career out of it, you need to turn it into a full-time job and commitment. When it comes to gaming, you can literally keep that a hobby and just stream sometimes and find yourself a financially viable career. But I think this has all gotten blown way out of proportion. People are treating this like this was some kind of nuclear bomb on gaming, like all of a sudden all the gamers out there are just gonna throw down their controller like Joe Rogan said it's a waste of time. Pfft, it's a waste of time. It's not that big a deal. It's just a kind of harmless, stupid take. That's genuinely just about all there is to it. That's about it. So yeah. My hair's finally transitioning out of that like 2006 emo middle schooler hair length to about like 2009 emo freshman high school length. So we're getting there. The hair's getting long. Pretty soon I'll be looking like fucking John Wick. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about gamers, the elite of the human species, the apotheosis of millions of years of fine-tuned evolution. Now, there's that meme about gamers being oppressed, and it's obviously a joke and shit, but honestly, there's few groups of people that get shit on harder than gamers. Gamers get shit on all the fucking time. Like, no one gets shit on harder, except maybe like pedophiles or people that defend Game of Thrones Season 8. But other than those two, gamers get absolutely annihilated in the media and just in general. When I joke about gamers and all that stuff, it's obviously just as jokes and good fun, no malicious intent behind it. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I just watched something from an Australian sports commentator named Brian Taylor, or as I call him now, Brian Douchebag, where he just it's just very openly rude to an Australian esports team who was attending a football match. And it's not just Brian Douchebag, the entire crew of geriatric old fucks, like the fossils in the booth upstairs, were just making fun of them for their appearance, for what they do for a living, belittling them as people. It was downright just unbearable. Extremely disrespectful and rude. Let me play this shit.
Essendon's esports team, boys. Andrew Rosie Rose is there, and we love him. And Alan Tiger Roger from France is out as well. We love him. Top laner, sleeping, and Luch is in there. They're all there. All the boys, the League of Legends. They all look rather unique in their own way. Gadget-type operators.
What a great introduction, how professional. This honestly sounds like a guy pretending to use boomer lingo and words. Gadget-type operator sounds like a word I would put into a script for a character that's supposed to be old and out of it. This guy sounds like he's covering up his insecurities. This guy probably goes home and binges League of Legends while watching lolly porn. Or as he probably calls it, those naked titty girly cartoon moving pictures on the World Wide Web.
How can they all be unique, PT? Because they're all different, Bruce. Zaharakis, computer-type boffins. There's some real nerds in amongst them too. Now look at this. This is the Essendon esports team. And hello, gents. How are you?
What insufferable assholes just laughing at them for even being on camera? This just sounds like those rich pretentious fucks at a country club laughing because one of their members couldn't afford the payment dues. It's so unbelievable to listen to professionals act like giddy high school girls making fun of the outcasts who watch anime. It's just fucking dumb, and especially looking like they do. Look at Brian Taylor, this Frankenstein's monster-looking motherfucker with a pedophile mustache. This guy doesn't look like he plays any sports. He doesn't look athletic. The only activity he gets is chasing children around the block, threatening to tickle them.
Yeah, we're going all right. Going all right. What position do you play in the team?
In our team, I play support.
Support? You're a supporter?
No, in the video game we play for the esports, like we have different roles. Basically, I'm like the support of the team.
Which one's is it the hooch or the looch? Looch. Your looch. Looch.
That's good, mate.
Is the Dusty Martin of esports.
And you're the dusty douchebag of water sports, Brian Taylor. I'm sure you don't know what water sports are, Brian, so I'll break it down for you. It's piss fetishism. It's where one person pees on the other and they get off to it. You look like the kind of man that indulges in that kind of behavior.
The best, yeah.
Oh, have a look at him. Not the normal sort of football following type, but nevertheless very good when it comes to pushing buttons and going left and right. Well done, boys. I'm not quite sure what it is you do, but very, very nice over here.
What a hero you are, Brian. That was an incredible work there, honestly. There's a man who peaked in high school 70 years ago, and he's still trying to relive the days of picking on the nerd. It doesn't work anymore, Brian, because now you're just fat, old, and really sad. I don't know when this happened. I don't think it's any time recently, just judging by some shit I saw in the video, but even still, this serves as a good example for just gamers constantly being shit on. They didn't even do anything wrong. They just went to a fucking football game, a sports event, and they became a laughing stock for the jocks up in the booth, if you can call them jocks. More like the old men that drink themselves into a near coma and put their hands on their wives. But yeah, anyway, I can't wait for Brian and the other limp-dicked commentators in that booth to target the next group of people to insult for no reason at the football game. They'll probably go after old women next that are watching the sport and just make fun of them. Real tough guys in that booth up there. But just wanted to share this with all of you, and I'm raising the flag, the banner, to rally behind me, all the gamers, so that way we may rise up and tell the world to check out my streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical. I'd love to see them all there. That's it, everyone. See ya.